Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. My name is Terry Henne here at Radio Center. Along with me is Matthew Lester, and I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We've got the sunshine, temperatures warming up rather nicely. By the time the day is all done, we'll be moving into that low to mid 70-degree range. A little bit, though, on the breezy side. Matthew, other than the wind, what have we got on the thermometer right now?
Right now, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 63. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 63. Here at Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 63. We have west winds at 18, gusting up to 26 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.65, and it's rising.
It'll get a little bit more breezy as we go through the remainder of the day, and then change a little bit in direction. Coming out of the west right now, as Matthew said, it looks like it'll be more northwest as we get into the later afternoon, and then eventually northeast after midnight tonight, moving into the day tomorrow. Winds are going to maintain that 20 to 25 mile per hour range as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours, finally diminishing later on tomorrow afternoon. We'll have some northeast winds gusting to 30 miles per hour tomorrow, and it is going to really feel cold tomorrow, but we'll talk about today. Today's going to be a much better day. Sun, breezy, 74. Some of you will warm up a little bit more. Looking for clouds to increase tonight, a low of 47. Sun's going to set this evening at 8:47, rise tomorrow morning at 6:18. And then after midnight, it does appear as though the shower activity is going to begin to move into the Ohio River Valley. Currently, there is shower activity in Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Over the last 24 hours, they had some rather dramatic weather events going on. And for the first time ever in recorded history, here in Michigan, we had more than a couple of tornadoes. We had 7, and in some reports, 8 down in the southwestern corner of the lower peninsula late yesterday afternoon and into the evening hours. Not only was it the first time ever we had seen anything like that, but the damage is pretty well widespread. It's going to be a real difficult situation for a lot of those folks for the next several weeks, as the cleanup, of course, has begun, and it'll continue to be a real thorn in a lot of people's lifestyles down there. A lot of folks have lost their homes. It was a real mess. Fortunately, it didn't go much further, because as you moved into the south central part of the state, we had tornado watches and warnings up until 11 o'clock last night, but we really didn't have any reports of tornadoes any further to the east than that southwest 25% of the lower peninsula. Altogether, yesterday, over 5 states, 20 tornadoes were reported. That was official. We heard that there were quite a few more unconfirmed tornadoes. But again, the National Weather Service is checking all of those out in many areas across the 5 states. 5 states that ranged all the way from the southwest corner of Michigan all the way down into the Texas Panhandle. And that activity moved to the east late last night and early this morning. Cloud cover, as we said, is going to be moving in late tonight. And it does appear as though there will be a chance of showers tomorrow. The system that's going to generate all of this, though, is going to stay well to the south of us. And as a result, that low-pressure system is going to be moving in an easterly direction, following pretty much the Ohio River Valley. So the bulk of the precipitation is going to stay in Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, moving into Pennsylvania and New York State over a 24 to 36 hour time span. It's going to try to push some moisture up into southern Michigan. So if there is going to be any precipitation, it'll be in the southern half of the lower peninsula, possibly getting up into the Great Lakes Bay area during the day tomorrow. A high pressure system to the north of us is going to push a lot of that moisture away from the northern half of the lower peninsula. So it's going to save some folks from getting any more rain than what they picked up over the last 24. We did see a number of reports of at least 0.2, if not 0.4, and in some cases 0.8 of an inch of rain in northern Michigan yesterday. They really don't want any more, especially if they're trying to get on the fields for any field work. High pressure, though, because it's going to be there, is going to be pushing some much colder air down on us. 56 is our forecasted high temperature for the day tomorrow. 43 for a low tomorrow night. And then on Friday, we're looking for partly cloudy skies. It'll try to warm up. 62 for a high, 46 for a low. What's average for this time of the year is 66 in the afternoon and 45 at night. Looks as though probably Saturday and Sunday, we're still going to be running below normal, right around 60 for a high on Saturday, middle 60s for a high on Sunday. And then to start off the work week next week, we'll be moving into that low to mid 70 degree range. 66 is our normal high, 45 our normal low. Record high in this state, 88, set back in 1936. The record low, 27, set in 1950. A year ago today, 64 was our high, 49 was our low, and no precipitation. The warmest ever, 8th of April, or May, I should say, 1936. That was 88 for a high, 68 for a low. The coldest ever April, or I've got April in my mind because the temperatures are more like April, Matthew. Matter of fact, tomorrow it's going to feel like mid-March. That's how cold it's going to be.
I don't like that.
You're going to have a wind chill to talk about at noon. Coldest ever, May the 8th, 1947. 36 was our high, 28 was our low. Long range, we're going to begin to work at above average temperatures starting right around Tuesday or Wednesday of next week and running all the way through the 21st of the month. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
And I was taking a look at those markets, and I don't know if Cody wants to talk at all today or not. We'll find out in a minute. First of all, before we get to Cody, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Well, Mother Nature is showing us her finest right now. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nasty weather, cold weather. Risk management. Be prepared, Mr. Farmer. Get a hold of the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency and make sure that you're protected for whatever Mother Nature is going to throw at you this year. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance, and you can get a hold of their agents on their cells for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office, 989-868-4722. That's the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Cody Harris, good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing well. How you guys doing today?
Yeah, much better than the markets, I'll tell you that.
I definitely drew the short straw today, but after the last couple of weeks, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, somebody's got big shoulders and looks like you're the man today.
Oh yes, I mean markets definitely like you were kind of alluding to. We're down across the board, and a lot of that has to do. It seems like the market's taking a little risk off here today, as a lot of traders are looking at that Friday USDA report, and it seems like there's just a little bit of uncertainty because there's a wide range and difference in estimates for Brazil's corn and soy production. So that's got a little bit of traders feeling uneasy kind of going into the report. And then kind of for as far as wheat's concerned, there's definitely some beneficial weather that came through our countryside, as we've seen and throughout the country, even the hard red wheat areas, which were really dry. And in addition to Russia, they got a little weather over the last few days that is what everyone's kind of thinks is going to be beneficial. So that's just putting a little pressure on the market today. I guess kind of diving into it, we got cash wheat. That's down 11 at the moment, 617 on the white, 527 on the red. New crop wheat, that's also down 11, 627 on the white, 547 on the red. Looking over at cash corn, that's down 7 at 375. New crop corn, that's down 7 as well at 417. Looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are down 5 at 1166. And new crop soys are down 6 at 1142.
You have a good one, Cody. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. You guys too. Thank you.
All righty. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline, where spring Ram professional truck season is going on right now. So if you're in the market for a new Ram professional truck or a Ram heavy duty truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business link dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, now is the time to go to Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, making agricultural loans since 1895. They want you to stay up to date on industry trends and trends affecting your operation, Mr. Farmer, by working with the folks at Thumb Bank. Locations to serve you throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust, equal opportunity lender, and member FDIC. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
We're trying to recover a little bit, but not having much luck in Chicago, I'll tell you that.
Don't throw in the towel yet. I wouldn't say the trend has stopped, or maybe just a little profit taking. I'm hoping. That's all I can say.
Just a hiccup.
It's just maybe a little hiccup. But the big hospital in Texas is going bankrupt. 31 hospitals, Steward Health. 2 million patients going to have to be affected there. So that's not a good thing. So this Bidenomics not working there. What else? Papa John's, Cracker Barrel, Walgreens all hit new lows today. Here's one that we've been talking about for years. The Mastercraft boats hit a new low today. So apparently those people, I don't think they build yachts. But the middle of the ground stuff.
Yeah, we know who buys those.
Yeah, right. They always got enough money for a new yacht.
They want elevators in those instead of stairs.
Exactly.
Those are hazardous to your health.
Spiral staircases will get you every time. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on in the stock market. The rest of the market, they're just kind of heeing and hawing, I guess. That's what I would call it. So right now we got July corn at $4.59, down 8 cents. December corn $4.81.5, down 7. July soybeans $12.39 3/4, down 7. The November soybeans $12.20 3/4, down 7 1/4. July wheat is $6.32 1/4, down 10 1/2, and December wheat $6.79 1/4, down 9 3/4. So somebody was talking about what the price of gasoline is going to be for the rest of the year. And it seems to me it was somebody from Chevron or something like that. Apparently he knows. It's already dialed in. So anyway, crude oil is at 79.06, up 68 cents. Heating oil is 248.44, up 1.9 cents. Gasoline 253, that's down 1.5 cents. Natural gas is 221, that's up a half a penny. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3720 Canadian. That's unchanged. The dollar buys 155.45 yen. That's up 80 ticks, and they're back into that zone where they may just have to raise interest rates to get their yen back up there. The euro's at 107.52, unchanged. The dollar's at 105.50, up 9 ticks. Gold is at 23.26. 30, up $2.10. Silver's $27.55, up 13 cents. Platinum's at $9.85, down $3.50, and copper's at $4.55, down 5.5 cents.
You have a good one, Doug.
Thank you. You too.
You take care. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's. It's going to definitely help you, Mr. Farmer, help you increase your yield. So check them out. Get a hold of Vic Huffer over at Freeland Bean. He'll tell you how his products are going to work on your farm, and also answer any questions you might have too, because serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Matthew, when we return, who do we have up?
Up next, we have Scott DeVries from Nutrien Ag.
But before that, here's this.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. How easily soil gets moved with a 1 Series tractor. Or how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's locations in Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 10 cents off per gallon when you purchase any 3 Rockstar Energy 16-ounce drinks, or 10 cents off per gallon when you purchase any 2 Icebreakers Ice Cube 40 packs. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and learn more. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. And plenty of locations to answer any questions that you might have. Check them out. See how they can become your hometown financial solution. FrankenmuthCreditUnion.org for more information. We had a couple of listeners want to know, Matthew, how much precipitation they got down where the tornadoes were and all that. I'm looking at anywhere from an inch, inch and a half, up to over 3 inches officially on some of those rain gauges. And one thing we did not hear too much of was flooding down in those areas, but obviously the tornadoes were just horrible. On the line with us right now, we do have Scott DeVries from Nutrien Ag. Scott, you've got some locations down in that area with Nutrien. Have you heard anything much of what's going on down there?
So far, no news is good news. We've reached out to a few people. They might have lost some power, but we haven't heard of any catastrophes or things like that. So we hope everybody's safe, and we can work on repairing things that get broken with Mother Nature. But so far, so good.
Yeah. Crop progress, we are really moving along, given the fact that some folks have had some sketchy weather to work with.
Yeah, the wheat's moving along pretty rapidly, and we're getting past that herbicide window. But last night's rain actually helped us catch up maybe a little bit on the retail side. But when guys go back to the fields, I want to make sure that they take some time and make sure that their depth wheels or gauge wheels aren't muddying up, because getting the critical depth for seed planting is crucial. Then also making sure we're closing that seed furrow, because if we're coming behind it with a pre-emergence herbicide or something over the top, we want to make sure that we're getting that closed for, 1, germination, but 2 is also getting it we're not getting the herbicide or the pesticides down on the seed that we don't want there. So it's critical. And if we get the rains coming here in a few days, we may miss some pre-emergence windows. So it might be time to start having a little bit different conversations. If you got something planted, it's not going to get sprayed with all this wind. So there's a number of dynamics coming into play right now.
Yeah, there sure is. Scott, you have a great day. Always good to talk. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thank you. Be safe out there. Thanks.
Will do. Scott DeVries with Nutrien Ag. Joining us right now, we have Craig Voorhees with a Rummel Agency. Craig, let's talk a little bit about backyards. Obviously, a lot of us are going to be getting things ready for the Memorial Day holiday. Give us some thoughts.
Right, Terry. It's that time of the year that most of us enjoy getting the backyard ready. If you're going to be maybe adding a pool, a deck, a patio, or some remodeling, maybe even a hot tub, just check with your insurance carrier or your agent. Those items get their coverage from your home typically, and they get automatic coverage. A certain percentage of the house value goes towards those items, but you want to make sure that that number is going to be sufficient if something goes wrong, like what we had over on the southwest corner of the state. We certainly don't want that here, but should it venture this way, we want to make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah, because these things are costing a lot more than what people think.
They are. You know, Terry, we always talk about inflation, and nothing's come down in price, whether it's labor, whether it's materials, and the waiting time to get stuff done is still quite lengthy. So that adds to the cost as well. So you want to make sure you got the right coverage in place.
Always good to talk, Craig. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
We can do that. Thanks, Terry.
Oh, you bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Talking about the backyard, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Any thoughts, Jerry?
Yeah, Terry, you know, I like to think about, there's a lot of investment goes in the backyard. So yeah, make sure you've got that covered. That's a great thought. I hadn't thought of that to talk to homeowners about as we work along with them, but it's a great thought. And then the caller before about the moisture. So we got a 10th last night, Terry. Everybody else a little bit more further south?
Yeah, quite a bit more, especially you get close to that 69 corridor right down there.
Yeah. So, but up in here, unless particularly newly planted plants this spring, when you put a plant in the ground may be moist or may not be, but it doesn't matter. All that plant cares about is that ball or that pot that it came in. And when that ball or that pot dries out, so does the plant. It hasn't got roots out in the surrounding area. So that rain we had yesterday does virtually nothing for that plant. People say, well, it rained, I don't need to water. Well, we need a good soaking rain. And when you water those, you need to water slowly and get that water to go deep down into that. I know you've removed the plastic container, but right down into where that plastic container was. And that takes a long time to get it down there. So again, newly planted plants, even though we've been getting rain, we need to make sure we keep watering.
Good advice. Jerry, always good to talk. We'll talk to you again, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Speaking of newly planted plants, Chuck Cervinsky with Maple Hill Nurseries on the line with me right now. Well, people are thinking about doing it, especially with Mother's Day coming up Sunday, Chuck.
Yeah, lots of hanging baskets going out of here, patio pots, annual flowers, grasses, etc. And you're going to need something to a good soil to pot those with. And we've got the perfect solution. It's called Flower Dew 201 from Morgan Composting and Dairy Dew. It will definitely promote healthy and vibrant blooms. Contains many organic ingredients, including their worm dew, another product that they make. And it really will produce results. For best results, you're going to want to wet the soil before you use it because it comes pretty dry. We've got it available in both 1 cubic foot bags and 1.5 yard super sacks for those that are planting big flower beds.
So all we got to do is stop by and
we'll show you how to do it with Dairy Dew products from Morgan Composting.
Chuck Cervinsky, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you on Friday, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. We will be right back. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors. They've got them. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve.